This is Oscar Bevis for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrating, available on his own. Pete McGrail joins me. Good to see you, my man. What's
Nice
happening?
to see you. Not much, lad. Just,
Not much.
There's not much.
It's an
not
understatement.
Much. Nah, yeah, just not much, lad. Just straight back into camp. Got the biggest fight in my life, off probably the best win of my career up to now. Yeah, straight back into camp. I'm feeling good. I don't think I've ever started a camp in this shape, you know what I mean? So it's I'm just looking to build on my last performance and just get better and better, stronger, faster, sharper, and just build on that, yeah.
Right, honesty corner. We only tell the truth on this camera. How many times have you watched that body shot?
Lad, to be honest, I've watched it loads, you know, because the clip
At
that
least you're honest. Some fighters
yeah.
would be like maybe once or twice.
Well, lad, I got sent. We're on this thing called Socially, and Matt soon put pictures and little clips and that on it, and obviously just saved it to my phone. I didn't like the clip of the body shots. I think there's like, I don't know how many seconds, six seconds, and then there's like a 7 or 8 second one, and one's like fast and one's slow motion. So like, obviously you can just rewatch it, and then it was coming up on my Instagram. So couldn't tell you the number off the top of my head, lad, but I don't really keep lad the night of me fights me. I'm just high with adrenaline and that. And that night, lad, I must have watched it loads, because it was a belter, and I was made up with it, lad. I've been waiting for that for since I've turned pro, really. Like for me first few fights, like I've hit, obviously through sparring, my southpaw of it, like landed that left hook the body against sparring partners loads. Not obviously, not all of them might have went down, but I know that they felt it or they've said to me after it, like, that was a good shot. So I've been in my head, I've been thinking before all my fights, this is the fight I'm gonna land the left hook the body, and they're gonna count them out. But it obviously hadn't come to that fight, and that was the first time I heard KO. No, like not like TKO or not unanimous decision, whatever, 1 point. Literally listening to like the KO, it proper stuck out to me, and like that's what I'm coming for my next fight. That's what I'm coming for every fight. It was a fucking belter.
Now you've had it, you're gonna want to get used to it. I've seen your brother do some lethal body shots in his time as well. What do they put in the McGrail breakfasts?
Yeah, I don't know, just loads of eggs.
Do you just both stand at home in the front room, just levering body shots?
Just
so when the
absolutely
time
nailing
comes.
each other. Nah, he's been in our gym, a Triangle. He's been in the gym since he was 7. I've been in the gym since I was 10. That's what, 18 years for me. That's 15 for him. It's probably the first few weeks, Paul and obviously now Anthony, was showing us how to work the body. Like throughout the amateurs, I've always hit the body well. Our Joe's always hit the body. Everyone in our gym, we punch the head and the body. We're taught properly how to fight, how to box. So it just comes second nature to us. But yeah, the video Matt soon put up of obviously our Joe landing them body shots in Arizona, and then obviously me against Foster. A lot of major people have been going on to me about that, saying it was a boss video. Yeah.
Well, I said to you on the night, I said it was a body shot that sent him to the shadow realm.
Yeah, it did.
That's how I described it to a few people. You mentioned yourself in the amateurs and what you were like. I know this is kind of a bit of a life stories type question, but the Pete McGrail who sits in front of me now, like you said, heading into one of the biggest fights of your life, and the one from the amateurs. Let's take the Commonwealth Gold. Pete McGrail. What's the difference between those two? Not as a fighter, as a man.
As a man, well, start off my age. Obviously, that's a difference. I don't know. That was 2018. That was 6 years ago now, wasn't it?
Does it feel like a long time ago?
Lad, it doesn't feel like 6 years ago when I actually think about it now. Being in the village, being in Australia, even being on the podium, I can proper remember that proper well. Know what I mean? Being in the ring and hearing like all English voices. Like obviously, me bird come over. Me bird was over there to watch me, but there was all randomers in there listening and shouting in, "Come on England, come on Peter." But what's different now? I'd probably say I'm more of a man. Obviously, it's 6 years have gone by. I've got a lot more experience as well, because after the Commonwealth Games, I think I might have had another World Championship. Then I had the Olympic Games, which didn't go to plan. So I've had ups and downs since that. That was probably one of me, apart from the European gold, that was probably my best achievement probably my most recognised achievements in the amateurs because it was on the BBC, whereas when I won the European gold, which was probably well harder, that was just in Ukraine. Like, it was on streams and that, but it weren't like that was on the BBC, you know what I mean? And obviously, since the Olympics, I've turned pro, and everything was obviously going to plan. I was travelling the world like I'd done in the amateurs. I'd been to Dubai, Japan, and then obviously my US debut. And another thing that didn't go to plan, but you know that was a year ago. It was probably a year ago, a few weeks before I'm gonna fight McCann. And who would have thought that I'm here now, challenging for obviously the British Commonwealth European on the biggest show, probably the biggest show this year. A year after obviously taking a defeat like that, so that's obviously down to myself for obviously just cracking on, brushing it off. But it's obviously big thanks to my team too for believing in me and I'm obviously not giving up, because they obviously could have after a loss like that, but they believed in me, and 1, 2, 3 fights later, I'm here now on the biggest stage of all. So, you know, I've got a lot of experience of ups and downs, and I've matured loads since obviously being in Sheffield and the likes of the Commonwealth Games, and just become more of a man, and even getting back in the gym, getting back in Everton Triangle since when I turned pro, because I was missing loads of time in there, obviously to and from Sheffield. So yeah, things are good, and we're on track for great things.
Yeah. Just talking about the things that hadn't gone your way and perhaps how they've shaped you, I'll write off the American debut, because technically you can still right that wrong. You tried to and then ended up fighting Mark Leach. You could still right that wrong. But the things that didn't go your way, the Olympics and other little bumps in the road, can you actually, in a bit of a weird way, look back at them and smile and be like, I'm not glad they happened, and at the time they devastated me, but I can look back now and be like, if they didn't happen, I might actually not be sitting in this place?
Yeah, well, you could obviously say that, because
who knows how the journey would have gone.
I know, because, you know, say I got an Olympic gold medal, whatever, then I wouldn't have got my debut. If I didn't go out to the Olympics, where I went out, my first fight, and I was on a plane home, because it was like 2 weeks after I got home, I got the phone call, do you want to have your debut on
Smith Fowler?
Yeah. That was like one of the biggest.
Co-main as well, you know, like a co-main float.
No, I was
3 from the
I was one before the co-main, but
mental.
I weren't meant to be. I weren't even signed to Matchroom at this point. I was just, they just got me on the bill, but I think I was meant to be well earlier, but then obviously I got told you're going to be one before the co-main, and I've walked out the arena, it was basically full. I was thinking, these pros are fucking sick. It was mad, know what I mean?
This is what the program's about,
walking out in Tokyo with, like, obviously it was COVID times, but it was mad the difference, but it was boss. My debut was sick, like.
Oh.
What's happening?
This is going to be so sweet. So sweet.
That's the one.
I've never been so sure of a 50-50 in my life.
He's right, Ed.
Well, I was about to mention the potential pressure of getting points on the board for Matchroom. I know you focus on your career, but has there been a few words from the big man before that little rousing speech just then saying, look, we need to get on the board against these guys? Because at the moment, the swingometer's in Queensbury's favour.
Since that obviously 5-0 defeat, the first one, I said every time I've seen him, I said you should have had me on it. You should have had me on it.
Did you push to be on the first 5 versus 5?
I don't think so.
I guess this fight would have been available, but I guess it makes more sense now, right? Than June.
Yeah, definitely. Whether it would have, in my head, someone said to me February there's a 5v5, so I was willing on waiting for that. But then obviously I got the phone call. I think it must have been like about a week, maybe a week, 10 days after I beat Foster. Dennis McCann, Saudi, on obviously this bill, and like it was just that's the fight we wanted anyway, so I didn't even really need to say it. My answer was already made, and we were just waiting on their team then. And when I weren't too sure what they was gonna do, what they wanted to do, because I feel like they were talking like they wanted the fight a few months ago, a few weeks before fighting Foster, and then they sort of backtracked and were saying I was a step back or something, this and that, which is a load of shit, because he hasn't boxed no one like me, you know what I mean? I'm no step back. I don't believe I'm mandated for the belts he's got, so it's not really a step back, but you know they took the fight, which I'm happy about. It's a great fight for us both. It's probably one of the best fights on the card, to be honest with you. It's and as loads of people have said, it's a deadline in the UK, but you know, business-wise and everything else, it's a no-brainer to have it on this bill. And this is the fight that's going to make me. This is the fight that's going to define, not define my career, but you know, it's on the biggest stage of all, and I believe this is I'm made for nights like this. I've always been at the highest level as the amateur, and now we're at the highest level. Well, not the highest level as a pro, but on the biggest stage, and it's time to obviously show the world my skills and show everyone what I'm about.
Yeah. Talk to me about your history with Dennis. I guess you two would have crossed paths, etc. Yeah. Talk to me about your history with him.
Yeah, there's not much, to be honest. I've spoke to him a few times. I've been involved in conversations with him and that. Obviously, he's come to Liverpool. He's in the Rotunda, isn't he? There's literally not much.
Make it a little rivalry?
It's
a narrative, isn't it?
Yeah, he's already beat a lad in our gym. So if you want to look at it that way, it's probably 1-0 to obviously the Rotunda. So I need to obviously they're not going 2-0. Know what I mean? It's getting pulled back to 1-1. But yeah, there's not a few people have asked me if I sparred him and that, but he's a little bit younger than me, so never ever been on camps with him or not. He didn't come on GB. Yeah, not much I can really say to you there, Oscar. There's not much history between us at all.
Yeah. Before we talk about what sort of fight we're going to get, I just want to ask you where you think this fight will take you. You've got Liam Davis, Shabazz Masood fighting for an IBO. Look outside of that. Tasty division worldwide. I'm sure at some point belts will start to fragment and drop into place. Have you got a plan in your head, or have your team got a plan that they've told you about where we're ranked highly, we go for this at world level, fight with the winner of Davis Masood? What have your team told you, and what's your preference as well?
Yeah, my team haven't told me nothing. I'm pretty sure my team have probably got a plan. I could probably ask them and they'd probably tell me, but I just take day by day and take fight by fight. And I've been focused on Foster I knew I was fighting Foster for a good 12 weeks, I think. And when I found out I was fighting Dennis, that's been 10, 11 weeks. So literally I'm just focused on beating Dennis, getting these belts. I think he's got a good ranking in a few governing bodies, so I'll be happy to take his ranking and put myself right up there. And I'm pretty sure the winner of this fight's only a few fights away from the top and challenging for a title, world title.
Stylistically, what sort of fight are we going to get?
I don't really know. You know, Oscar, obviously, it all depends.
We'd love you to sit here and say like an all-out war.
Yeah.
But you never know.
You never know. It could be an all-out war. It could be a chess match. It could be a one-round fucking body shot KO win for McGrail. It could be a one-round headshot win for McGrail.
You believe you can knock him out? Like, and I mean, knock him out clean.
Yeah, I believe I can knock anyone out clean, especially with 8-ounce gloves on. I believe anyone can. Well, most fighters, if they know how to throw a punch properly, can if they hit someone on the sweet spot around the same weight as them in 8-ounce gloves, they can hurt someone. Know what I mean? But it's going to be a good fight. You know what I mean? I'm not going to take nothing away from him. He's a decent fighter. You don't become British, Commonwealth, European champion. I think most of the belts that he's won have been vacant belts. I don't think he's ever took a belt off a champion, which is what I'm going to be doing December 21st. But you know, this is the fight where you see the difference in a good fighter and a great fighter. You know, you can't really bring nothing to the table that I haven't seen before throughout my career. Boxed all styles, world champion. Olympic champions, world champions in the amateurs, and have boxed high-level amateurs that have went on to become world champions in the pros. So it's I'm expecting a great performance from myself.